Child, I gained a freshman 75, honey, okay? Hey honeys, it's your boy Jeremiah back again with another video, and in today's video I'll be answering some college questions and I will be sharing some tips, tricks, and advice to make your college experience that much better. So I will be answering 20 questions for you guys in all different areas of college life, whether it be dorm life, student health, academics, and things like that. I'll be answering a wide range of questions for you guys. Before we get into this video, make sure you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon for notifications for when I post. I post every week, not every 2 weeks, not every 3 weeks, every 7 days or less, honey. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first question on the list is, what college do you attend? I currently attend Philadelphia University. We are now known as Jefferson University for some reason. And as you can tell by the name of the original school, it's in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Number 2 is, was this your first choice? And no, this wasn't my first choice because I was actually a transfer student from Mercyhurst University, which is in Erie, PA. I had a terrible experience there, which is a whole nother video that I'm not going to get into right now. But that school wasn't working for me, so I had transferred to a school closer to home and a school that had the major that I wanted. And I think Philly U is definitely my perfect choice, but it wasn't my first choice because at the moment it wasn't on my radar, but now that I'm there, I love it. It's amazing. Number 3 is, what is your major? And I am a fashion, merchandising, and management major. Like I said, going into my 4th year, loving the program so far. I mean, at this point I can't change, so I better love it or I need to get my ass out of here. Number 4 is, do you have a minor? And I don't have a minor. Like I mentioned before, I'm a transfer student. So when I transfer, all of my classes filled up my elective section, so I have no room to take a minor. If I take a minor, it will be taking it just for fun. I won't get the credit for it, so I don't have a minor. This is, do you live on campus, off campus, or commute? I'm close enough to commute, but I live on campus just because it's much easier. And you know, you get the privacy of living the college experience. Question number 6 is, how is your college experience going? And I think mine is going pretty well in terms of social life. I have a couple of friends that I think will be friends for life. Grade-wise as well, I'm definitely doing pretty good when it comes to classes and being prepared and things like that. And also career-wise, I was able to pick up an internship as well, all by myself, you know, no help of anybody else. Just imaginary hair flip there. But I think I'm going in the right direction so that when I graduate from school, I'll be in the right direction to get a career. Number 7 is, are you failing any classes? And the semester hasn't started yet, but no, I'm not failing any classes. I've never failed a class ever in my life. I've never been close to failing. I've just always been prepared so that I wouldn't have to face that, because I know if I've ever failed anything, it'll like tear me apart. Number 8 is, have you joined any student organization? No, just because I've always been in so many other things. Like I'm doing college, and then I'm working at my school, then I'm working outside of school. So I have so much going on that I really don't have time to be involved, which is kind of bad, but I need my money. So it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. Number 9 is, would you rather stay to yourself or party? And I would definitely stay to myself. Party atmospheres are fun if you're drunk, if you're high, if you're, you know, like not sober. And I don't drink at all, so definitely like stay to myself. Number 10 is, speaking of parties, are they fun? Yeah, like I said, parties are fun if you're drunk or if you're high, but I don't do either, so not fun to me. Number 11 is, have you gotten drunk yet? The answer is no, I don't drink. It's simple. All this, have you gotten close to anyone, male or female? Friend-wise, I have. I'm focusing on school. I'm not focusing on anybody else but school. So romantically, no. Socially and friendly, like, yes. If you have a dorm and a roommate, do you get along with them? I would say half and half. Currently, I have a roommate that I don't know coming in, but previously I've had roommates that I gotten along with. And previously I've had roommates that were like stealing my clothes and shit. So another video that we're not going to get into right now. But number 14 is, are you interested in Greek life? And the answer to that is no. I'm definitely not interested in Greek life. I'm not bashing anybody that's interested in Greek life. It's just not my type of environment, not my type of area. And most of those Greek life organizations are based on partying and getting drunk, and that's just not my thing at all. So I'm not interested in any of those organizations. Number 15 is, what's the biggest high school to college transition? I think the biggest transition from high school to college is the amount of freedom that you have. In high school, when you go to the building at 8 o'clock in the morning, you have to stay in that building until 3 o'clock. And then after 3 o'clock, you can leave. But in college, you can go to a class, be there for an hour or two, then you can go back to your apartment and sleep or you know, go somewhere else and study. It's just like you have too much time in college. And it's a big transition because all I want to do is sleep. After class, I'm tired, so I want to go to sleep. And then after the next class, I'm tired, so I want to go to sleep. Then at the next class, I'm tired, I want to go to sleep. So it's like you gotta remind yourself that you gotta study and you gotta, you know, do other things than sleep after every class. Number 16 is, are you overwhelmed? And the answer for me is no. Like I said, I'm working 2 jobs and I'm in college, so I'm used to doing a lot because in my previous school I was working 2 jobs and doing college as well. So I've pretty much got it down at this point how to multitask and schedule things so that I'm doing the absolute best that I can. It's times where I wish, oh, I didn't work or oh, I didn't do this, but then I'll be like every other college student, just dependent on parents to pay for stuff for me, and that's definitely not my personality at all. 17 is, have you developed any bad habits? And yes, as I mentioned before, sleeping after every class and just being lazy is definitely a habit that I developed, which I need to change and I'm currently working on. But I mean, it could be worse. My habit could be coke or drugs or drinking. So it's not that bad. 18 is, have you gained a freshman 15? Child, I gained a freshman 75, honey, okay? I went to school looking snatched. I came out looking like a bag of Doritos, honey. A mess. I'm working on that too. It's crazy. The food is just, and that's the thing, like, the food is not amazing, but it's just like so much of it. It's like a buffet every day. You gotta get your money's worth. So you get your money's worth, and then you gain weight. And then you get your money's worth the next year. And then you gain more weight. And then you get your money's worth for the 4 years. And then you're like me. Big. Number 19 is, what do you not like about college? The only thing I can think that I don't like about college is the price. College is expensive. And it's not like a guaranteed payoff unless you really put everything that you have into the experience. So that's definitely the only thing I don't like about college. Everything else is pretty great. Number 20 is, any advice for high school seniors? When you get to college, your professors will tell you for every 1 hour in class time, you should be spending 2 to 3 hours studying outside of class. That is definitely a lie. Don't believe that. Study what you can, learn what you can, do what you can. Don't feel like you have to take up a certain amount of time to study, because I know for a fact that I've never ever studied as hard as they told me to study, and I have a 3.8 GPA. So if you want a 4.0 GPA, then maybe you should put all them hours outside of class time to study. But you don't have to study as hard as they make it seem. You do have to study though. I'm not saying don't study, but I'm not saying you don't have to stretch yourself out studying 3-4 hours a day for a class that's 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day. Because it's never that serious. Depending on what subject it is, and depending on how hard of a time you have learning the material, is how hard you will have to study. So if you're the person in high school that doesn't really study at all, then maybe you'll have to study 1 or 2 hours for every hour you are in class. But if you really have time struggling, or you're doing like a medical field, or if you're in a medical field, then you have to study a bit more, just because those are a bit more intensive and things like that. Also, don't get stuck on names. I can tell you right now, just because you see somebody get accepted to an Ivy League, that doesn't mean that they're better than you, because most people in Ivy Leagues are paying a lot of money to be there. Most people in Ivy Leagues have paid their way to be there. Just because you're in a school that is not as prestigious as another school doesn't mean that your education isn't as important. And college is not for everyone. If you decide you don't want to go to college, you'll be fine. If you decide you do want to go to college, you'll be fine. If you decide you go to college and drop out, you will be fine. So that's all for this video, guys. Make sure you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon for notifications for when I post. I post every week, not every 2 weeks, not every 3 weeks, every 7 days or less, honey. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, honeys.